What's good, y'all? It's AT Malone, and welcome to episode 1 of Fatherhood 101, The Beginning. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably curious about what this piece of content is about, but it should be self-explanatory. But if it isn't, I'll break it down for you. Okay, now as you know, I finished up The Richest Man Who Ever Lived, and I have been unable to go to the bookstore and find another book to read and break down. So in the meantime, in between time, on this piece of content, we're going to talk about fatherhood, because as you know, this channel is stated a single father's perspective. So I am very centered on my role and my position as far as being a father. And it also allows other people, future fathers, current fathers, mothers who need to understand a father's perspective, because maybe they don't understand why their husband rears their child a certain way. It gives you guys insight on exactly what goes through the mind of a father, a involved father, a father that is passionate about his role and his position on being a father. And I think it's very conducive to society to help us understand what it is that we go through on a day-to-day basis. See, the world is so centered around mothers. You know, Mother's Day is more important than Father's Day. They have these narratives, especially in professional sports, about, you know, this superstar athlete that comes from a single mother household, and she works so hard to put her child in this position, and they rarely ever put a limelight on the fathers that are involved in their child's life, unless you have a big personality like Deion Sanders, LeVar Ball, so on and so forth. So this is a great piece of content to not only give us men, us fathers that are involved, that take care of business every single day, a platform to comment on, because the comment section is there, and it allows us to have a meeting of the minds, because maybe I will give you a different point of view when I speak about my experiences being a father. And down in the comment section, if you guys go ahead and comment, you can give me a different perspective. Okay, so it's a level of understanding that people need to have. And I don't see a lot of people actually putting a lot of their attention and energy towards the things that us fathers go through every single day. So I said, why not? This platform is called A Single Father's Perspective, so let's go ahead and have a discussion on it. Now, I titled this The Beginning because we're going to start from the beginning, and I have 3 questions that you guys down in the comment can answer, but I'm going to give you guys my anecdotal experience on these questions. So the first question is, why did you choose to become a father? And that is a great question to ask, because there are a lot of people who will have a ton of answers to this question. For an example, they could be like, listen, man, this was unplanned. I didn't expect it. It was the heat of the moment. You know, I went in raw and I shot the club up. Or there's some people that actually plan to have the child because maybe they wanted to hurry up and start growing their family together, so on and so forth. Maybe they got quote unquote trapped, which I don't believe that you can actually trap a man, because we choose to go in raw with no protection. Nobody's putting a gun to our head to do so, right? But from my anecdotal experience, yes, my son was 100% planned. And the reason why is because I put myself in a terrible situation. I was 27 years old, just bought my first house, and I was with my son's mother, and I was playing step crash dummy, which means I was a stepdad. And once I started really leveling up in life, and I started, you know, gaining a whole bunch of assets, and I think I might have talked about this before, but it might have got lost in all of the content that I create. But yes, once I started having a level of a net worth, I looked around and I said, if I died today, who would get all of my assets? Would it be the woman that I'm not even married to at this particular time? Would it be her child who is not mine, that don't share my blood, my last name, or anything? So once I did that, I said, you know what? I'm just going to have my son, which was not necessarily the smart thing to do, when I take it back and look at it, because at the end of the day, I should have just removed myself from that situation when I had the freedom to do so. I had zero attachment. I could have told them, listen, y'all gonna have a month to get up out of my house. And then I could have started my own family with a woman that did not have children. Yes, but I went ahead and shot the club up anyway because I needed to leave my assets to somebody. Okay, so that is my story. Let me know down in the comments what your story was. I would be very interested in hearing it. All right. Now, I say that to also say the fact that, guys, we all plan the pregnancy. Okay. We have 1000% control on getting women pregnant. Women have 100% control on bringing that whole pregnancy to term. So just be 1000% mindful of who you choose to impregnate, because it could be the best experience of your life or it could be a living hell. Be mindful of that. Protect your seed at all costs, okay? Now, the second question is this. How did you react when you found out that your wife, your baby mama, your fiance, your girlfriend was pregnant? Did you panic? Did you jump for joy? Did you start getting paranoid? Were you upset? What went through your mind when she says, hey, I missed my period, I took a pregnancy test and it says positive? Well, I'm gonna let you know exactly how I reacted. And when my son's mother told me that she was pregnant, honestly, I laughed. Why did I laugh? Because I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it at all. I was just like, man, please, pregnancy tests can be wrong. I won't believe it until I actually see it. So what ended up happening? Ended up booking that appointment. They did the sonogram, which was the weirdest thing. Have y'all gone to your woman's sonogram before? That is like a complete violation, guys, because they stick that dildo looking thing that's like that big. And if you ain't packing, you gonna feel insecure as hell. Yes. And then they shove it up in their vagina. And then boom, I got to see my son's heartbeat. Yes, the little embryo. And then I was like, okay, so this is real. And when I saw my son, it was something that triggered inside of me, guys, that was like, okay, I need to go get some fucking money. And the next week, I kid you not, I was on Craigslist, I was on Facebook, I was everywhere looking for a second job because I know that kids are expensive and I wanted to prepare for his birth. I did not want to have to worry about finances. I didn't want to have to worry about any of those things. And that whole 9 months, until my son was born, I worked my ass off, man. I was working like 4 jobs. I had my 9 to 5, and then I would leave my 9 to 5 and go to my second job. And then I was, screen printing for the company where I learned the trade from, every few days. And then I had my side t-shirt business. So I was running it up like a motherfucker to make sure that whenever he came to term, his mother could take a few months off, did not have to worry about any bills. And I was doing what I was supposed to do, which is making sure that I secured the bag and nobody was going without anything. No struggling. None of those things was going on at all. I worked, and it was all worth it, guys. So I say this, when you find out that your woman is pregnant, you gotta keep a calm mind, okay? Especially if it was unplanned, all right? If you did not plan on her getting pregnant, even though I don't know how you don't do that if you're having unprotected sex, right? Well, you just have to lock in and make sure that you make as much money as possible. That way you don't have to worry about, how you gonna pay for diapers, wipes, formula, clothes, how you going to, make sure that your lady can stay at home with that child as long as she wants to do so, right? Because most women are not gonna wanna have to go to work right afterwards, right? I know that my son's mother stayed home for about 3 months before she had to go back to work, and they should be able to have that freedom to do so. But this is why it's very important for you to make sure that you plan it out first. You don't do, the things that I did, even though I didn't do a bad job at making sure I had thousands of dollars put up. But when you start thinking about children, right when that thought comes across your mind, that's when you really should start making financial decisions to ensure that you could do whatever it is you want, whether your lady takes 6 months off, a year off, she don't work at all until the child goes to elementary school. Those are the things that you got to think about, as soon as you start thinking about having children, because you don't want to bring them up in a lifestyle that, is perverse. You don't want them to, have to live in certain environments that's just not going to be conducive to their growth. You don't want to be broke having kids. That's a lot of the issues that we're dealing with now, is because children shouldn't have to grow up in the hood. They shouldn't. They should be able to grow up in a nice, healthy environment and have all of the resources that they need in order to be successful. And then also making sure that the mother and the father are on good terms too. This is why they also say marry before you carry. But even from my standpoint, I get it, but sometimes, man, people change, right? That's why you got to be equally yoked. You got to be compatible, and y'all have to be going in the same direction. Y'all have to have these conversations before the child is born about how you want to raise them, how you want to parent them, how you want to discipline them, so y'all are on the same page, guys. This is why we have a lot of degeneracy in our culture, because we haven't, I hate to say it, slow, low IQ people procreating, and then we have the smart people who make really good decisions that are financially responsible. They are productive citizens in society. They don't want to have children because they don't want to carry the burden. They look at the world like it is going to shit, and they're like, why would I want to bring a child in this world, right? When our economy is messed up, there's too much crime, inflation, they have all of these excuses. So guys, you have to ignore that, because if you want to expand your bloodline, you have to be very calculated in doing so, because there are healthy relationships out there, guys. I see it all the time. I do. So don't let that deter you from wanting to expand your bloodline, because we are here to procreate and die at the end of the day, okay? And especially, it's just in our genetic code, our makeup, to want to procreate. We want to have juniors, right? That way, when we die, we leave that legacy behind. What is the point of working, running up this bag, right? Not to leave it to somebody that shares your last name. There's so many people that don't have kids, that donate their money to freaking colleges, and all they do is fuck off the money, because nobody respects other people's money, right? Because they didn't earn that money. To me, I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. And if you are successful, you should want to have kids with the right woman, because it is just a beautiful experience. All right. Well, that is the beginning of Fatherhood 101. I hope you guys enjoy this piece of content, because we're going to continue to go on with this. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but at least you guys know the insight and the mindset that I had when I found out my son's mother was pregnant. But let me know how you guys reacted down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.